Welcome to the Top 12 YouTube channel. In this video we talk about the top 12 horror movies on Netflix, based on ratings and critics. Number 12, The Perfection. When a musical prodigy encounters a new up-and-coming star, both go down an evil path, which leads to shocking results. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 73%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.1 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics think the movie is a perfection. Number 11, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. During an autopsy of a young woman, father and son find mysterious clues. They become haunted by dark forces. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 86%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.8 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics think the movie is more like about the autopsy of people who did the autopsy of Jane Doe. Number 10, Hush. A deaf writer goes to the woods to live a life of peace, but soon she is haunted by a guy in a mask. She must fight for her life in silence. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 91%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.6 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics are pausing every second of the movie, just to breathe. Number 9, Under the Skin. Woman who is actually an alien and lures men into her van. She sends them into another dimension, where they are nothing more than Popeye's sandwiches. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 85%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.3 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics are not leaving their houses after watching this movie. Number 8, Scream. Sydney's mother died a year ago. She tries to find the killer, since more and more murders start to happen around her. Everyone around is her suspect. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 79%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.2 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics are making it their favorite movie of all time. Number 7, The Conjuring. A family moves into a house, where they experience supernatural phenomena. However, they bring in demonologists to help them get rid of the evil entity haunting them. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 85%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.5 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics believe it is this movie that is the mothership of all horror movies. Number 6, Rosemary's Baby. A couple moves into an apartment, but find themselves surrounded by unusual neighbors. And then the wife becomes mysteriously pregnant. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 97%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.0 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics believe it is a beautiful movie from start to finish. Number 5, Under the Shadow. As a mother and daughter struggle to cope with the terrors of the post-revolution, war-torn Tehran of the 1980s, a mysterious evil begins to haunt their home. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 99%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.9 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics want American directors to take notes. Number 4, Carrie. Carrie White, who is a friendless girl and has a domineering, religious mother. She unleashes her telekinetic powers after being humiliated by her classmates at her prom. Make sure to watch the 1976 version, since 2013 remake is garbage. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 92%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.4 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics agree that it is a classic. Number 3, The Witch. A banished Puritan family sets up a farm on the edge of a huge abandoned forest. Later, where evil forces start haunting them. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 90%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 6.9 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics count it as one of the best movies they have seen in years. Number 2, Train to Busan. Suk Woo and his daughter are on a train to Busan to attend a birthday party. However, the journey turns into a nightmare when they are trapped because of a zombie outbreak in South Korea. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 93%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.5 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics agree that this movie is a masterpiece. Number 1, Pan's Labyrinth. Story of a book-loving young stepdaughter of a sadistic army officer finds escapes into a strange but captivating fantasy world. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 95%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.2 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics believe it is one of the best movies they have seen in years. Like and subscribe for more videos. And let us know if you agree with our choices.